Hey, what's good, everybody? Peek out here in Singapore, and you guys, I'm going to be blunt and honest. I am struggling in the fact that there's so much going on right now, and I don't know if I can keep up. So, you already know I was in the Business Mastery Summit. It was awesome. I was promoting, I was doing, I was acting, I was moving, right? And it was nice to be able to have something to work towards because of the summit. I was promoting myself, but I was also promoting everybody, and the amount of information I got, it was just information overload, but I was happy because it's pushing me to do everything that I say that I want to do, right? And that's the difference. I think I say I want to do this, I say I want to do that, but there comes like this level of responsibility along with that you kind of have to keep up. Now, I have been very, very lucky to be able to work with August Crenshaw again as a coach, and she's got another group going on, and she's trying to, push us to the next level of our businesses, and I am ecstatic. But couple that with real life, school homework, money issues, time zones. You guys, I feel like I'm drowning. I'm always happy to accommodate. I'm always the one that's like, you know what, you tell me what works for you and I'll be there. And that's cool and everything. I don't mind staying up late at night. I don't mind, walking through things with you. I'm there. I want to help. But the technical things that lead up to having a sustainable business, because you're not doing everything all the time, there are processes in place to help you with that. Those take time too. And right now, oh my goodness, it's been raining a lot lately because there are hurricanes in the area. I have been bone tired, meaning that I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like doing crap. Once I get my daughter from school, this week we've been freaking out about these 18 lines she needs to memorize for an oral presentation. And no, it's not in English, it's in Tamil. The words that they use in Tamil sometimes are a little bit literally translated, and they don't make sense. They're not words I use in everyday language. So I have to memorize them, and then I have to teach her to, you hear this thunder and lightning, right? I've been avoiding this the last couple of days because I don't know when it's going to hit. Anyway, I'm going to keep on. There was a Zoom panel that I wanted to be on today badly, and I've been telling them, hey, y'all decide when to do it, and I will be there. I will be there. I will be there. And today, I looked like a damn fool because I was not there. I joined in as a viewer instead of a panelist today to watch the tail end of it. Why? Because I overextended myself. I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning this morning talking to a team in Germany because they want to push the LGBTQ movement to make sure that everyone is spoken for. And while I don't technically belong to any of those groups, I am human, and I do feel pains and trials and tribulations just like they do, and I understand it's my community, it's my Tamil community. Why people need to be, bullied into being something they're not, why they get it from their parents, they get it from their friends. They're afraid to be who they are because fear of persecution, actual persecution. This goes hands in, yes, God, I hear you. This goes hand in hand with the recent bombings in Sri Lanka that pulled up a lot of apartheid, deep-seated racism, like a lot of really difficult emotions. And I've been trying really hard to figure out how I can make a difference without pulling that anger and hatred out, but to show everybody that they're suffering the same way as all the people that they're saying are racist or supremacist or whatever the case may be. I'm trying to find a compassionate way to bring everybody together. I stayed up with a friend all night because they were going through something. We talked all night. I felt very badly for them. I was trying to keep them happy, get them to a place where they were calm enough to go to sleep. And guess what? By the time they fell asleep, it was 5 o'clock in the morning for me here. And I was like, I can't go to sleep. I can't afford to, because what if I don't wake up? Because baby girl has school today. I saw the messages late as far as, what time they finally decided to go live for this panel discussion. And that is my fault. I should have been on it, and I should have reached out to August, but I was brain dead when I walked to my daughter to school this morning. I'd been up all night. I haven't been eating very well because I am quite stressed. When I get stressed, I don't eat. I've been working out hard because I want to prove that I can stick to something for 7 days, because I'm putting it out there to everybody to catch me up, to hold me accountable. I got to do this. I got to do this. Like I said, I've been not inspired to cook. So I don't have as much food in the fridge right now as I should. And I've been avoiding going out because it's been raining like crazy. So I don't want to go out with groceries in my hand trying to get back to I've been avoiding going out. I've not been doing things that I need to do. And you know what really, really came to the forefront for me? Time management. I suck at time management. As much as I'm very accommodating, this is showing me that if I were to scale my business, I won't be able to hack it on my own. I've got to get some help. I've got to fix some things so that I'm not chasing this carrot and being beaten with the stick at the same damn time. For those of you who don't understand the analogy, the carrot means that you're reaching for a goal that you really, really want. Somebody hangs a carrot in front of you and you run towards it. I want the carrot. I want the carrot. I want the carrot. Now, the stick analogy is a little bit different. Hey, Anitra. The stick analogy is that you're part of a group maybe, or that you have someone that's being a taskmaster that's kind of trying to push you in the right direction, and it is the stick. Have you done this? Have you done that? You have another task to do. Can you get this done? Have you followed it? And I need that sometimes. I need a combination of the both. But today, everything came together. Time, food, sleep, the carrot, and the stick beat the shit out of me today. Like I said, I was up all night. I finished with this phone call at about 5 o'clock in the morning. I did not go to sleep because I was afraid that I would not wake up in time to take my daughter to school. So I stayed up. I don't know how I actually put one foot in the other, got her dressed, took her downstairs to school, and came back because on the way back I was seeing stars. I was ready to pass out. Came back and I went straight into my room because I didn't want to run into my uncle and he has to get his own stuff done. So I made sure the kettle was boiled. Everything that was, needs to be ready in the morning for him was ready in the morning for him. And I went back to my room and I started going through my messages. And at that point it was 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And from what I saw of the messages, I was already late. But I was in no position to get online and voice my opinion about shit because I was a damn wreck. I wasn't sure if my neurons were firing or if they were missing each other or not because I could not put two thoughts together. The person that I stayed up with all night, they were supposed to get up and go to work at 2 o'clock in the morning for their shift in London. London is 7 hours behind me. When I got back home, it was 7. I was doing all I could to stay up until 8 to make sure this person got up and made it to work because they were up late with me too. Now, they usually go to sleep at 7 o'clock in the evening, their time, to make sure that they're well rested and up for their shift. They went to sleep at 10 or 11 something, their time. Which means 3 hours of sleep. They got to go work at the airport, no less. They work at Heathrow Airport. They have to have their wits about them. I barely made it to 8 a.m. my time to make sure that I heard from them, and I passed out. And even then, it wasn't a solid sleep. Even then, it wasn't like I slept through and woke up invigorated. I woke up and panicked again because I went to sleep at 8. I woke up at, I think it was like 9 something, 9 or 10. And I noticed the message. The first thing I always check is messages. What's going on? Who's going, who needs what? What's going on? What have I been tagged in? And what do I need to do? And usually that's okay because I know I can put things in order. I can start scheduling things out. Nope. I saw the messages from August saying, hey, you're tagged in. This is what's going on. This is the time you need to be there. And I wanted to be there. But it misfired in my brain. This is no excuse, but it's showing me, hey, this is the problem in your business. Right now, you are a one-man show. And right now, you have a handful of clients. And that's all you can manage because you have not built your business to support you and the things you need to do. There are certain things that I can get automated. To tell you the truth, yes, if August hadn't told me I needed an opt-in for the summit, I wouldn't have one to this day. And honestly, I went in last minute to create those things, even though I had 2 months to create them. I created it. I set up the email marketing. I made sure that, the landing page was ready. The landing page was great. It was golden. I finally got the copy to work and it sounded like me. It had the place where it's supposed to, take in your email and your name and it would send you to MailChimp for that automated email. Guess what? Summit starts, my segment comes up, and suddenly I have a flood of information from people and August saying, hey, your link doesn't seem to be working. And the first thing I was like, oh my God, I'm on it. So I went on and I checked it and the link works, but no one can subscribe because the error was on the subscription area. I went back and I checked. MailChimp is working. This is when I posted that thing about, Tammy Gibson's the real MVP because when I reached out to her and told her this isn't working, I don't know what to do, because she was helping me with it in the back end anyway before Summit. I was like, I don't know what's going on. Can you check and see what you see? And then I reached out to my brother, and then I reached out to the Elementor community page to see if they could help me. And I tested a couple things, and at first it was saying, gosh, I can't remember. It was something about it was not porting over properly. The fields were not porting over into the fields that needed to be in MailChimp. Why? Because there was an advanced setting in my Elementor back end that I had not included. I didn't know that shit. But until somebody said that to me on the WordPress Elementor community page, I didn't know to go check either. This is my first time. But meanwhile, people are going through my course on the Summit. They're trying to submit their subscription. I'm missing clients. But that's okay. I pushed through. I told August, hey, you know what? Is it okay if I reach out to the people that reached out to me so I can manually add them in? Because I don't want to miss them. It's still within that 24-hour time frame where they've got access to my class. I don't want to miss them. So I did that instead, and I got maybe 4 people subscribed, and I felt good about that. Whew. But that didn't mean that the WordPress situation fixed itself. I got finally things to port over properly so that the name field, what is that word I'm looking for? It moved into the name field on WordPress and MailChimp. They connected each other. But then there was a server issue, and I was like, what do you mean there's a server issue? I don't know what to do anymore. And I couldn't look at it anymore because I wasn't seeing any differences in anything anyone was telling me. So then finally I reached out to Elementor. And by the time they looked at it and they asked me a couple questions and they said, hey, what are you trying to do? Send me screenshots, blah, blah, blah. They said, all right, send me your password to your back end. Let's get in and actually figure this stuff out. They fixed it. To this day, I have no idea how they fixed it, but they fixed it. So right now, that particular page, it works. And all of this continued on until Saturday, the live panel discussions of the Summit. The reason I keep going back to that is it was only a week away, you guys. And as energized and excited as I was, and I finally got my pass, the pass, it took a little bit of time for the passes to kick in. And that is on purpose as well, because you want people to have access to all of these things for 24 hours for free. And then you want people to fear the pain of loss for a couple of days at least, because they can no longer go back and check on those things. They can't go back and catch a replay. So May 1st, May 2nd, no, not May 1st, May 2nd. Summit ended on the 28th, well, 27th technically, 28th was Sunday, 29th, 30th, Monday and Tuesday, right? Monday and Tuesday, I was like, all right, I need to get this done, I need to get that done, I need to finish a couple clients' projects and everything. I need to be ready because May 1st, I want to hit the ground running. And I did, in a way. But I'm finding things that I really hate about doing in my business, but I'm not in a position to hire anyone to do it for me. It has to be me. I have to answer those questions. I have to engage with social media. I need to get my engagement up. I need to get my page following up. I need to be trending a little bit more. I need to be a little more consistent. But on top of that, I had a miscommunication with a very, very close friend that ended up in a technical glitch where I can get a hold of her to actually smooth things out, and that caused me panic. And suddenly I wasn't sure if they were going to drop me because of a small misunderstanding or not. I didn't know if I was going to lose a major friendship or not. Never mind. Okay, if I lose it, what happens now? How do I move forward with this anyway? What do I need to do next? I put that aside. Because there was a technical glitch, I couldn't get a hold of her anyway. And there was no use in worrying about that shit because that's not going anywhere. I can't fix it. I need to work on something else. So I was talking to my brother. My brother right now is jobless. He's going through some things. He's having a tough time wrapping his identity around the fact that his fiance lives with him and she has a job, but he does not. And they have a wedding to pay for going up. Hey, Tiffany. And I'm over here freaking out. How do I make sure he's okay? How do I make sure he doesn't turn into one of those depressed souls that sleeps his entire days away? Because not only am I a coach, I'm his big sister. I raised that boy. I need to make sure he's okay. People around me are having crazy shit happen to them. And I'm trying to make sure that I'm there for them because I was there for them before, but this is adding to my situation as well. Tiffany, I got to tell you, when I listened to your live video about, reach out to the people that you love them because you don't know what time you have. It freaked me out. My mother is still in Colombo in Sri Lanka, and I cannot get a hold of that woman. Why? Because social media is blocked in Sri Lanka. The bombings happened in Colombo. She was around there, but she is safe. But that doesn't mean that it's the bombings are done, everyone's happy now. No, people are blaming each other. People are really angry. People are doing stupid shit. And I can't get a hold of my mom. Fine, I operated what I can control. Y'all have heard me say it before, time and time again. Not my monkeys and not my circus. I cannot control the Sri Lankan government. I can't control what my mom does or does not do, but I can do what I need to do. I can send her messages over and over again. She's on WhatsApp. She leaves me on blue tick, and I know she's busy because my dad is launching a fucking hotel. The opening date is the 10th of May. I'm supposed to be over there running it. I don't want to run the hotel for him. But right now with the system, I'm so sorry. I need to close this window because it's raining really heavily right now. The way life is at the moment in Sri Lanka, I cannot affect much of anything, but I can let them know I'm thinking about them, that I'm around, that I want to make sure that people are okay. But in the meantime, catching up with all of these videos, making sure I'm engaging in all the groups like I have been before. I was super engaged. I was in there every day. I was making sure that people would stay excited. I wanted to make sure that we didn't lose that energy and momentum from Summit because I have a business to build. You have a business to build. Everybody in Business Mastery has a business to build. That's why they're in there. And no, August is not a one-man show. I am there to support her. This is also my work. She's supporting me. I'm in a private client group with her as well, and there are assignments I need to get done. I sat down and I listened to her, a live video that she said about, you need to get your finances in order. You need a bank account where you pay yourself now. Whether you have tons of profits or little to no profits, you need to be paying yourself something now. 1% is not that much to commit. Absolutely, damn straight, absolutely right, absolutely. I am behind and I am struggling. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I haven't eaten since, it's 12 o'clock here right now. I haven't eaten since 9 o'clock yesterday evening. I did find the courage and the strength to make spaghetti bolognese for my daughter because we didn't have any other food cooked in the house. Because we've been struggling so much with making sure that she memorized these lines for her Tamil class. I stayed up late. We thought that she had to present. It's been put off, and she had to present on Thursday. Wednesday was a public holiday. I worked all day with her. That girl started crying, and she was like, "Mommy, this assignment is tearing us apart. I don't like this assignment." And I was like, "Yes, babe, I understand. But we need to get through this. We need to learn that there is a time and a season for everything. You need to study as soon as you get home instead of sitting in front of the TV to veg out because you're already tired from school. And I understand you need the time to dial it back and wind down a little bit. But if we don't take advantage of that energy you have when you first get home, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You're going to get caught up with the TV and you're going to be enjoying yourself. And then I have to pull you away from the TV and ask you, hey, come chill, come do this. Or maybe it's not TV. Maybe you're playing Lego. Maybe you're drawing. You need to unwind, and I understand that. But she's over here crying and I'm over here in tears, and we still need to get the work done, though. I have a problem with time management because right now time is killing me. It doesn't matter about the carrot or the stick. Both are freaking me out right now, and I want to quit badly, but I cannot. Because suddenly I have people that need me to speak up for them, not just about the things that I've lived through, but because of the things that I've lived through, I have a unique perspective to shed some light on a lot of this pain out there. This racism that people are feeling, I know what that's like. I've lived through it with a different community. Sure, it wasn't to the point that, people were firebombing churches and stuff, but we had drive-by shootings. We had people that were hating on each other for no good reason. You get that stink eye from people in the grocery store because your stepdaughter is with you. Yeah, I lived through all that. The LGBTQ community is trying really hard to advocate for rights. They are human too, and they are some of the most loving, peaceful people, and they are being persecuted, especially in the Tamil community. I have a responsibility to help where I can. But like Lenora said, I am my business. This life belongs to me. And as much as I can pour into everyone around me, There was no one specifically assigned to pour back into me, and I need to take that into account. I am ashamed right now. I put my mouth out there and I said, yes, I will be there for this panel discussion because that information is crucial. It is important. When I got on the tail end of that, I was ashamed to even comment because I didn't know how people were going to react. Oh, Pika, you said you were going to be here. Pika, you said you were going to do this. I failed. And I want to quit. I want to hide for shame, but I cannot. I will not. This is what I said I wanted. God has given me what I said I wanted. And I need to show up and receive and work it in. I am afraid. I am very afraid. I was asked last year to come to South Africa to speak at a conference at the University of Cape Town. At the time, I was making no money in my business, but I had a 9-to-5. And I was like, yes, I would love to. This would be amazing. And I chose the June holidays here because my daughter would be out of school. I could drop her off in Australia with my brother because I don't have any family here I can drop her off with. And then I would fly off to South Africa. And originally the plan was I would climb Kilimanjaro and then go speak at this conference and come home in time for school to start the third semester. Right now, it is May 4th. May 4th? May 3rd. I'm sorry, May 3rd. I don't even know what date it is, see? It is May 3rd. I am not making the kind of money in my business that I can swing that damn trip. But I don't want to say no to anyone, and I don't want to let them down at the last minute anyway. And right now, I'm pulling my hair out. I really am. I honestly am. I need to show up in my business. I need to set things in place. I need to make sure that I just made an accountability partner yesterday for things that I need to get done, things that are within my purview that I can get done. But my mind is all over the place. I am more scatterbrained than I ever have been. But I want to do this. And this is what those ladies were talking about. They were talking about as a black woman in business. And no, I'm not a black woman, but I am colored, I think. And I face some of the same prejudices from everybody else. They don't expect you to win. They don't expect you to go out there and actually stick to it. They expect you to go out there, try it, stumble a couple times, come running back and be like, you know, y'all were right. I can't do this. This isn't working for me. This isn't what I was built to do. Bullshit. Bullshit. I am an anomaly and I know it. I have been fucking up the bell curve for Singaporean women since I got here in 2013. I know that. It's the reason my cousins don't talk to me. It's the reason people would rather avoid me than join me because suddenly they need to level up too. I am showing people where they can do more, and it's insulting. This is why black women need to continue doing what they're doing. Don't fight each other, join hands, let's go. Because by Anjanaya doing what she's doing with Zuhuri Beauty, she's proving it can be done. People are real happy with their comfort zones. They're real happy saying, you know what? Oh, it can't be done. No one's done it before. Well, guess what? Damn it. People are doing it. But they're not talking about it. They're not showing it. They're not showing it off. Something that Gary Vee said yesterday. People are not throwing up all of their failures on social media. That's what we should be doing. That's the real struggle. That's what people really need to see so that they also have conviction and get excited being able to see that people that have made it or people you think have made it are still struggling to this day. Those lessons never go away. You never finish the game. There is no end to this monopoly. You keep going. There are always new obstacles. There are always new hurdles. There are always new mind fucks that you got to get through. And I am telling you right now, I'm in the thick of it. I will not quit. I did take a nap today because I didn't sleep all night. But because I was in no position to actually put my words together and be of service in that panel, I did not join as a panelist. See, what they're doing by speaking up together as a group, they're moving their race forward. They're moving that collective forward. And if I can't get on that panel and deliver the same kind of energy and conviction that they are, I am detracting from their movement. So I did not join. See, I need to have a level of self-awareness where I understand what I can and cannot do. What I am going to do if I work in this mood or not. What is going to happen as a ripple effect if I speak when I'm upset like this or not. I can always choose not to speak. But today, y'all need to know, fear, the carrot, and the stick, they're whipping my ass right now. Right now, August is my stick, and I'm very grateful for her because if she was not there, the carrot wouldn't be big enough for me to keep going. You hear me? The carrot wouldn't be big enough. It would be easier to fall back and get a job and go on about my business. If I only had August and I did not have the carrot, I would quit because suddenly you're making me feel bad about myself and I'm not, measuring up to par. It's like when you go to school and suddenly you're not getting the material. Maybe you're doing matrices in math or something, and I hated matrices, that's why I pulled that up. But suddenly you're not doing well in math and you're not getting A pluses in math and you're struggling a little bit and you're asking for help and it's still not getting through and you need to ask a third person for help. You don't want to do that. That hits your ego a little bit. So I'm telling you, I need all three of these things. They scare the hell out of me. It's working my nerves right now. But I need all three of these things. The fear of not surviving. And I do mean survive. Right now, I've cut down all of my expenses down to the bare minimum. Okay? The house expenses are covered. That's about $900 worth of bills. My credit card payment, that's covered. That's about $218 worth of bills. Daycare for my daughter. My daughter goes to school at 7:15 in the morning and she gets off at 1:45. Now, because I don't have a 9 to 5 and I could get her at 1:45, I don't technically need student care, as in she stays on at school until 7 o'clock at the latest, right? That's the possibility. But I also know me. Once she comes home, I want to love on her. I want to play with her. I want to teach her how to ride her bike. I want to color with her. I want to play Lego and Snap and Mancala. I want to play Guess Who. So I know me. If I am serious about my business, I need that extra time. So $75 goes towards student care for the month. So whether I need it or not, it's there. And I could pick her up early if I wanted to, but it's there. So technically I have a 9 to 5 blocked out for my business. Then comes social media and my mindset and whether I want to do the work or not. And it's so easy because my home office is my home and office, which means if I'm not in the mood and I suddenly see a stain somewhere and I decide to start cleaning, it could turn into a full-blown spring cleaning where I should be doing work. That's something else I need to contend with. I don't know how many of y'all will understand or admit this is also something you need to deal with. Yes, I have the house to myself. Yes, there's food in the fridge. I don't need to go out and get lunch. I don't need to pack lunch and bring it with me. There's food in the fridge. Granted, right now it's not a lot, but there's food in the fridge. But after everything is said and done, the $900 for the house, which is the utilities, the lights, the gas, the phone bill, right? $900. I don't have a mortgage payment, thank the gods, because I'm living in my mother's house and my mother is paid for her house. I used to have insurance. I cut that off because right now I cannot afford insurance. That was another $500. $500 that I would blindly pay every month. And if I needed to go to the doctor, that doesn't cover that. I still have to pay out of pocket for the doctor. If I want to say that, let's go back to my days when I was having a 9 to 5, right? If I wanted to take a day off, I had to prove that I needed a day off, which means I had to go pay the doctor for something called a medical certificate saying that I was not fit for duty. So for the cost of a marriage license, I had to prove that I was sick enough not to go to work. And yes, that is a fail-proof check and balance thing that Singapore has, but god damn it, that is annoying as hell. You can't call out sick and be like, oh, I don't feel good. You gotta prove it. And you gotta pay to prove it. And depending on what your 9 to 5 is set up like, either you get paid for that day or you don't. So I cut out insurance. That was $500 for me and my daughter. I'm looking at close to $2,000 a month that I used to have to pay in bills. And then God knows what I spent the rest on because I was always living from paycheck to paycheck. But now my business savvy has gotten a little bit better. I don't have that kind of an income coming in every month, but I do have something. So at the end of the day, once everything is paid, and I do make sure I pay it right up front, because I don't want the money to be in my bank account and some emergency comes up and suddenly I can't pay my bills. I pay it first. I have around $300 to $400 to last me the month. And that is for real right now. Because I have not been promoting my business the way I should. I'm still scared. I have not been promoting my services the way I should. I'm still scared. And it's not for a lack of education. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. I have a master's in education. I have a certificate in human resource management. I've been teaching yoga for 15 years. But I still feel weird about talking about myself and how great I am. It's something I was taught. It was something I was trained. I'm not saying all this to excuse myself and quit. I'm not going to quit. But I need you guys to understand that even me, as smart as you may think I am, as loving and kind and helpful as you think I am, or not, you might not think I'm helpful at all. That's okay too. This service I'm trying to provide, yes, more often than not, I do a lot of pro bono, which I get told off for as well. This is my stick talking, and I appreciate her. There's a lot of work I need to do still. And just having this podcast episode has reconvicted me saying, you know what? I could do this. I could do this. It's going to be hard. It's going to take a lot of work. I'm going to want to quit every day. But all of these things exist at the same time in the correct match. It's almost like alchemy, right? Everything is just the correct amount of pressure from everything, where I need to sit down and have a chat with myself and be honest and be like, you know what, damn it. Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop pretending like you actually do work. Stop pretending you're busy when you're not being productive but busy, and get to work. Anita and I were talking the other day. You know that last minute, that famous last minute that everybody lives and operates in, and everything gets done in the last minute. No, that's not quality work though. But it'll get done. And that proves to me every day, you know what, that last minute, I'm a miracle worker in that last minute. I can write papers. I can, build websites. I can do landing pages and freebie opt-ins and Canva, download. Like I could do it all. So when I'm not living in the last minute, why can't I come with that same kind of fervor? And that's that shit that I need to face myself for. That's that dark work I need to do for myself because, yeah, I'm full of shit sometimes. So now that I've gotten this off of my chest, now that I've told you the truth about everything, and I have been in bits and pieces, but not like this today, the fear, the carrot, and the stick, they are necessary. I hate them, but they are necessary. I respect them. And because all three are showing up in my life, the first thing I need to do is get off this phone, finish this podcast up, and I need to call August and I need to tell her, hey, I let you down today and I'm sorry. It will not happen again as long as I can help it. And then I need to go back through my private group and I need to get to the assignments and get them done. And then I need to make sure that I create for my own business the posts on Instagram, the engagement on Instagram, and I have a project I need to do with my accountability partner. I need to make sure my podcast is converted into lip sync. So these 420, you guys, 420 episodes is available on iTunes and Spotify because right now, the only place you can hear it is here live when I record it, and you can go back and check it out later, or you can catch it on SoundCloud, and that's it. Why? Because Singapore needs a third-party aggregator for you to be distributed to all those other channels where you could potentially make money, where you could potentially gain traction and followers and likes and a level of knowingness in this universe where people know you and where to find you and they've heard of you. And I get mad when August says, so many people downloaded, they're from this country, and they tell me, you know what, I found you through your podcast, I love you, I want your service. Damn it, I should be doing that. And what's different about me from everyone else is most people will be like, oh my God, she's doing this and I hate her. They would rather tear her down than build themselves up and match her energy. So that's what I'm doing. She's a stick in two ways. She's also my coach. She's also leading by example. And damn it if I don't have a lot of work to do. But I'm telling you, sometimes you need these rock bottom situations to remind you life is precious, life is short, your voice is needed. People need your point of view for various aspects of their lives. I was told off for marrying a black man. I had the I told you so's when I came back home for marrying a black man. What people fail to speak up about, and I don't want to speak up about it because I don't want to give it energy, but I need to say it. Generally speaking, Indians don't like African Americans. So I'm fucking up the bell curve with that too. Because I'm one of those people who would rather build a community of everybody. I don't care what color you are. I don't care where you came from. I don't care what culture you represent. If your heart's in the right place and you want to serve, you're good with me. I caught hell when I came home. I get caught to the auntie network in temples. They're like, oh my God, you're so brave to be, raising your child by yourself. Let me hook you up with somebody, let me introduce you to some people. You should be married. You need a man in your life. You can't be doing this by yourself. Why should you be doing this by yourself? It's too hard. Don't do it. But then the catch is, I'm not eligible to date just anybody. I have to date someone who's divorced as well. It's like we eliminate those bad apples by setting the bad apples up with each other and take them out of the community pot. That's that bullshit. I'm very simple. When I wear saris, I'm very simple and understated. I don't wear all the big, fancy, jewel encrusted, blah, blah. I'm not like that. So when I show up plain and beautiful and happy, it calls into question the materialism of all the girls around me as well. And they don't like that either. So when I tell you I was honored to be asked to be on that panel of women, black or not, they were speaking about real things, I felt my race a little bit. And I knew people were going to ask me questions and be like, what right do you have to be here? And that's why I went live with August that first time. Because while I may not be black, I have watched black women be persecuted. I have watched black women be put down. I have watched them be pigeonholed into this angry black woman, Medea type, Diary of a Mad Black Woman thing, where the only thing they're good for is to be angry. Not the fact that they can be angry, use that anger and push themselves to do more than anyone else before them has. Maybe it's not the whole world. Maybe it's in their family. They're doing more than anyone in their family has. They're questioning the status quo. They're fucking up the bell curve. But that's what you need in order for all of us to evolve, for all of us to start winning a little bit. Shonda Rhimes did it. Oprah did it. Mother Teresa did it. Princess Diana did it. And no, I'm not as great as all those people, but I do want to make a mark. I want to prove to you that it can be done. In the face is everything that people have to say about you, because people will always have something to say. When you call into question what they're capable of doing with their lives by doing more than they are, you're not even bullying them. They're not even pointing it in their face. I work out every day. I don't go to the gym. I do it at home. And I don't have a trainer. I mean, I do have a trainer, but I don't use him the way I should. But the fact that I push myself to work out every day in the house and then I post it on social media as an accountability for me, all those women out there that are saying, oh, I don't have the time, I can't do this, I can't do that, they suddenly have to be like, okay, but she's doing it and I could, but the real reason is I don't want to and I don't feel like it. It's not important to me. And that's what I want. I want you to be very honest with yourself. Like I'm being honest with you right now, I want you to be honest with yourself. That level of self-awareness is necessary. If you don't know who you are and what you like and what you don't like, you're going to spend a lot of time pretending. And for all the wrong reasons. I don't know if this moved you. I don't know if this made you mad or made you scared or made you sad or sympathy or what. I don't know. But I felt like I needed to tell you guys. Entrepreneurship is not easy. So you best embrace the suck. There are going to be days where you don't want to move anymore. There are going to be days where you want to go curl up in a corner and hide because you don't want to face the mountain of work that's sitting on your desk. Because the truth is, while you can clock out at the end of the day with a 9 to 5, you can't clock out at the end of the day with your business. This is your business. This is your baby. It's like you can't clock out being a mom. You can't clock out being a business owner. It's your business. At the end of the day, that's your name. That's your face. That's your brand. So these things are going to happen. In the best of situations, this is a good situation. Yes, there is a lot of emotional stuff that's going on around me. I'm being asked to lead and help and put a voice to certain things that really need a voice. But in the meantime, my email marketing is fucked up. I haven't done a follow-up email since they got that first email for the opt-in, for the summit. I need to go back and do that. My processes matter. My time management is essential. And my self-care, subpar. But it took this moment, this podcast episode, to remind me, no, don't quit. Do this despite everything that's happening. Keep going. Because it's only when you're on the right path, usually, that you get tested this bad. You ever notice where you find the right guy and you really like him and you want to talk to him and you can't wait and they're actually interested in you and wow, you're carried away with the emotions and suddenly every Tom, Dick, and Harry want to come out the damn woodwork. All your exes want to call you talking about, oh, I didn't realize what I had and I love you so much. And yeah, that's a test. Do you really like the guy that you have right now? Or will you fall back into your old practices? Will you fall back into your old habits? Do you really want to be where you are right now? Or remember when you had this and you remember when you had that? You sure you didn't want that instead? The universe will test you. And I'm grateful for the test. But sometimes I'm not stronger than the test. Sometimes I fail. But I'm going to get back up the next day. I'm going to try again. So do not lose heart. Don't. And Tiffany and Anitra, I really, really appreciate. I'm just now going through the comments. Tiffany said, sweetie, give yourself grace. It's the hardest moments in our life that move us to the next level. Absolutely. And if it wasn't for the fact that I am at rock bottom right now, if it wasn't for the fact that I've taken care of my bills, but I only have $400 left over, I wouldn't be striving for that next carrot. And I totally get that. Anitra, you didn't fail life, Pika. Life happens and your tribe understands that sometimes when we want to show up, things happen. Yes, but they also depend on me. That is a form of responsibility that I've taken up that I need to show up for. And if I don't show up, I need to explain. Because I can't afford to go miss in a couple days and then come back and be like, well, we were following you and we did have the momentum and I don't know, you went, so I went and sorry, you need to build that trust back up. I can't afford that. I love you guys. I love the work I do. I really do. I love it. The creative aspect of it, the human connection aspect of it, my spirit is filled when I speak to people. Which is why I put that person first yesterday and I spoke him off his ledge last night. We talked until 5 a.m. for me. For him, it wasn't that late, but he did have an early morning shift at the airport, and I needed to make sure he was okay. It is a decision I make to show up in my business that way. I don't have to. No one said that was the rule, but I am motivated by the examples around me. When August shows up for me, whether I need her or not, and she sees that I'm falling apart or I'm missing in action, and she will reach out and ask, that's not what a coach has to do. That's not what the bare minimum is out there. That's why I mess with her. That's why I roll with her. That's why I walk with her. Because she shows me that it's okay to show up the way I want to show up in my business because she does the same thing. She set the bar high for me. And now that I've worked with her and I see the level of engagement, I know that that's what I need in my business too. So I will continue. And yes, I was upset and moved to tears and everything. But I felt like I needed to deliver that to you guys. Don't lose hope. Your dream is your dream for a reason. The collective needs it somehow. Keep going. If you need me, I'm here. If you need August, she's there. Reach out to her. She's cool. Everybody that I interviewed for the summit right now, Anitra and Tiffany are on here with me. They are important. They have a skill set to give. Anitra's working with me on time management. Tiffany, I'm hoping we get to work together because I want to learn more about Reiki and make sure that I'm putting out the right messages because you are amazing. The fact that you healed your body the way you did, I know that if I learn a little bit more from you, I can make sure my self-care is taken care of. So I'm telling you guys, there's nothing greater than a band of people around you that are moving at the speed of light just like you are, that are giving love just like you are. And they know their shit because if I can't help you and you reach out to me, I'm going to send you to one of them. Okay? You are supported in this universe. The universe does conspire to give you everything that you've asked for. And sometimes it comes disguised as a little discomfort and a little pain. But that's okay. That's what we need in the moment. I'm going to call it. I've got to get to my computer and start working as well. Because I finally took a shower and I am refreshed a little bit and I need to eat. But I love you. Do not doubt that I love you. Do not doubt that August has your best interest at heart. Tiffany and Anitra, yes, I'm mentioning them right now because they're on the podcast listening live with me. I want them to know they are necessary. The things that I talked about today, they know damn well they can help you with. And that's why I'm working with them. Okay? You can't do this all by yourself. I tried. And you see what happened? I fell apart this morning. For a moment. I picked my ass back up. I took my ass in the shower. And I grounded myself because I need water to ground myself sometimes. And I got back on here, and the first thing I did was get on this podcast and get it together. You can do this. You do have people that are willing to help. But you got to get over your pride and your ego, and you got to ask for help. You got to admit some things. But it's not as painful as you think it'll be. That fear of the pain is way worse than the actual pain. I'm living proof. All right, I love you guys, and I'll catch you again soon. Bye.